Hi my beautiful people on YouTube and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing great. I am. My top 8 best spring and summer fragrances. That's what I want to show you in this video. I've chosen these 8 particular fragrances simply because I think it's the 8 best fragrances for spring and summer for me, in my opinion, but also because I could have chosen 15 or 20 fragrances, but then this video have been an hour long, and I think you guys got stuff to do beside watching my videos. And these 8 fragrances are in no kind of ranking order. I just show a fragrance after another and end up with 8 fragrances, which I think is the best fragrances for spring and summer. And with every fragrance, I will show the full note breakdown on the screen. After that, I will tell which notes I think are the most prominent and most dominant notes in the particular fragrance I show through the video. So let's get into the fragrances, guys. The first fragrance that I want to show you guys is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Geo EDP. This is the EDP version. And I know that there have been a lot of talk about that the EDP version is a little boring because we got, the Absolute, we got the Profondo, we got the Parfum version, we got the Profumo. The Profumo has been discontinued. But anyway, I think it's a very beautiful citrus fragrance with a little dip into it, and it gets the job done. A very, very beautiful spring and summer fragrance. It's just a fragrance that everybody in the room will think smells good. And the notes that I think that you really pick up on in this fragrance is C notes, a little bit of the green mandarin, some sage, lavender, geranium, mineral notes, a little bit of the vetiver, and patchouli. These are the notes which I think are very prominent in this fragrance. Or else, as I told, it's a very beautiful spring and summer fragrance. Actually, you can wear it all year round, but it's very great when it comes to the projection and stuff like that in the spring and summertime. It has it finds a great sillage, and it has a great projection for the first 1 to 2 hours. And when it comes to the longevity, all in all, then it has a great longevity for about 8 hours. That's it. But I think that is great when we are talking about a freshie. And when it comes to the price point, you can get this fragrance for about $58, of course, depending on which size of mLs you are chosen. That was the first fragrance in my top 8 best spring and summer fragrances. The next fragrance on this list is Rassi Fon. And I hope you can see it, or else you can see it on the screen. But a very, very beautiful spring and summer fragrance. They are very, very dominated on the vetiver. I think it's very beautiful, and it's actually a clone of Terre de Hermès from Hermès Paris, I think. But this one is just as great for me than the original, because I think this one lasts longer on my skin with some other clones these days, but just a very beautiful fragrance for spring and summer. And if we should talk about the notes that I definitely get from this fragrance, then we are talking bergamot and pink pepper, followed by the vetiver, cedar, patchouli, and a little bit of lily of the valley. And in the base, you get the oak moss and benzoin and a little bit of amber. These are the notes that I definitely get from this beautiful fragrance. And when we are talking about the performance of Rassi Fon, then it has a very good, actually great sillage. And when it comes to the projection, we are talking a great projection for the first 2 to 3 hours. When we are talking longevity, I will say it lasts all in all for about 8 hours. Just as Aqua di Geo's EDP. And I think that's great, again, for a freshie. But also when it comes to the price point of this fragrance, because you can actually get this fragrance for about $20. So it's a cheapie. But I also promised you that there are different price range on these fragrances that I will show you in this particular video. $20 for this, you can call it hidden gem actually. And that was Photon from the house of Rassi. The next fragrance that I want to show you is Davidoff's Cool Water. And I think many of you guys are pretty familiar with this particular fragrance. It has been known for the last, 40 years, I think, soon. But I just think that it's a very great fragrance for spring and summer. And you can wear this fragrance all the time. It won't offend anybody. You can wear it to the office, to the beach, everywhere, anywhere, it's just great. Cool Water is a very, aromatic fragrance. And when it comes to the notes, which I think it's very dominated of, or I definitely get, then we are talking, the seawater, mint, green notes, rosemary, coriander, sandalwood, jasmine, musk, and ambergris. These notes I definitely get. And I think it's the notes are very well blended in this well-known fragrance. When we're talking about the performance of Davidoff's Cool Water, then it has a fine sillage and it has a great projection for the first 1 to 2 hours. All in all, when it comes to the longevity, I would say it lasts for about 6 to 7 hours, but it's also an EDT concentration. And when we are talking about the money or the price, you can get Davidoff Cool Water for about $30. So pretty much also a cheapie. That was Davidoff's Cool Water. The next fragrance on this list is Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP by Haramain. I got the Pure Parfum version as well, which I also have shown you in another video on my channel. But for this spring and summer video, I wanted, the EDP version. It's a little more, harsh in the opening than the Pure Parfum version. But I think it's very, very great suited, so to speak, for, spring and summer. Club de Nuit Intense Man is a clone of Creta Ventus, and I think a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with that. We have been talking about it on my channel before as well, and people have been talking about it in the fragrance community for the last, many years. Anyway, I just think that it's a very, very beautiful lemony pineapple fragrance. But again, a fragrance. They're best suited for spring and summer when it comes to the projection. You can wear it all year round actually. But when it comes to the projection, I personally think that is best for spring and summer. And when it comes to the notes that I definitely get, or my nose definitely get, then we are talking lemon, pineapple, blackcurrant, and apple, followed by musk and vanilla. These notes are definitely notes that you will pick up on in this fragrance. But a very, very, very beautiful clone, so to speak. And performance-wise, it has a great sillage and it has a great projection for the first 3 to 4 hours before it settles closer to the skin. Then you still got a nice scent cloud around you for a couple of hours. But the longevity all in all is for about 10 to 12 hours. When it comes to the price, I actually think that it's in the middle range. I will say about $50 again, depending on the ml size you want to buy. But a great fragrance for all year round, but definitely a great fragrance for spring and summer. Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP by Haramain. The next fragrance is Holidays by the House of Manera. A very, very great coconutty suntan screen lotion kind of fragrance. But definitely a spring and summer fragrance. It's a unisex fragrance, but it can lean feminine in some guys' eyes, but a guy can definitely pull it off if he want to. And Manera Holidays are a fragrance where I actually get all of the notes when I smell it. I really get the coconut, bergamot, chia flowers, ylang ylang, sea notes, vanilla, sandalwood, and white musk. That's what you actually get of this beautiful fragrance, Holidays. When it comes to the performance, I would say, of course, it's a Manera. It has a great sillage and it has a great projection for the first 3 to 4 hours. Then you still got a very, very nice scent cloud around you for a couple of hours more before it settles a lot closer to the skin. But performance all in all, when we are talking longevity, I will say 10 to 12 hours. That's Manera Holidays performance. But when it comes to the price, you will get, it's a little bit more pricey when we are talking about Manera fragrances. But sometimes you can get it for a very great price at discounters. I think I gave for about, I think $40 I gave for Manera Holidays. And I think it's pretty cheap for a niche fragrance. That was Holidays by Manera Paris. Then we got 3 fragrances left out of these top 8 best spring and summer fragrances. The next fragrance is Dior Savage. Just Dior Savage, the original one, the EDT version. And I know that people have been talking a lot about that. So many people are wearing it, and when you pass people on the street, 8 out of 10 men are wearing Dior Savage. But you know what? I don't care. From time to time, I actually love to wear Dior Savage in the spring and summertime. I just think it's beautiful, versatile, and it's different from person to person, how you wear it and how you smell it. I hope you know what I mean. But I just love wearing Dior Savage from time to time. That beautiful, bergamot, citrusy, just a fresh kind of vibe it gives to me, And when we are talking about the notes of Dior Savage, I personally definitely get, the bergamot, pepper, vetiver, ambroxan, and cedar. These are the notes my nose get truly, and it's just a great mass appealing fragrance. And that's all. And then to the performance of Dior Savage. It has a great sillage and it has a great projection for the first 3 to 4 hours before it settles closer to the skin. But when we are talking longevity all in all, I will say 8 to 10 hours. And then I'm talking the old batches, the new batches, all in all. And that is the one and only Dior Savage. Next one is Haramain's Amber Oud Gold Edition, a clone of Sergio's Herba Pura. But again, where I'm in a position where I like the clone as much as the real deal. I love Herba Pura. I actually have Herba Pura. But, you know, the clone is just as versatile and it lasts as long as Herba Pura. So why not have it in my collection? Why not have it in your collection when it's cheaper also, you know? But back to the particular fragrance here, just a very great spring and summer fragrance. A very fresh kind of citrus, pineapple, musky, you know, kind of fragrance. And when it comes to the notes of this beauty right here, I definitely get the bergamot, green notes, sweet notes, pineapple, musk, and vanilla. These are the notes that are dominating this beautiful unisex fragrance right here. And the lasting power. When it comes to the performance, then it has a great sillage and really great when we are talking about a fresh fragrance. And it has a great projection for the first 2 to 3 hours before it settles closer to the skin, you know, but you still got whiffs of it here and there. But the performance, the longevity, all in all with this fragrance is for about 10 to 12 hours. And that's really, really great of a fresh fragrance in the spring and summertime. When it comes to the price point, I think, again, it depending on the mLs you want to buy, but I will say $40 to $45. Then I'm not, you know, that wrong if I say that. But again, a fragrance that are not extremely cheap, but not expensive either. Haramain Amber Oud's Gold Edition. Then we are about to hit the last fragrance out of these 8, you know, best spring and summer fragrances. Can you guess what the last fragrance is? What fragrance is it? The last fragrance is Bleu de Chanel by Chanel, the parfum version. And actually, the reason why I took the parfum version for this video is I know a lot of people are into the EDP version because it's fresh, versatile, and all that. Sorry, but actually, in my opinion, I like the parfum version most because it got more depth to it and it lasts a couple of hours longer than the other, you know, editions in the line. That's why I just love Bleu de Chanel, the parfum version, the most. Again, a beautiful citrusy pineapple fragrance that won't offend anybody. And when it comes to the notes, yes, we are getting the lemon zest, bergamot, mint, pineapple, green notes, sandalwood, cedar, isoe super, and a little bit of tonka bean. That's what I definitely get out of this beautiful Bleu de Chanel edition. And as I said, it won't offend anybody. You can wear it all year around like you can with a lot of the other spring and summer fragrances, but it's best, you know, versatile. And when it comes to the projection, then it's best in the hotter weather. And that's it. And when we're talking price point, then this one right here is one of the more expensive one. Like the Manera, which is a niche fragrance, you know, and stuff like that. But this one right here is Chanel. It's Bleu de Chanel. So of course it's more expensive. I think this one right here, you can buy it for about $100 to $120. I think that's about the average price point, but that's the way it is with Chanel. And it is the parfum version also. That was my top 8 best spring and summer fragrances. That was the fragrances that I want to show you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you will enjoy the fragrances or some of the fragrances. Maybe you got some of the fragrances. That's just my, 8 best spring and summer fragrances. And I have to say, guys, that I am sorry about the light in this video right here. It's simply because the weather changes from second to second in my country right now. So it affects the camera. I can't change it in that way all the time. When the weather and the light are changing, every second almost. So I'm sorry for that in this particular video, guys. But as I said, I hope that you enjoyed the video. The next video on my channel will be a Dior Homme Parfum comparison video, where I compare the first 2014 batch with a newer 2023 batch to see the differences. You're right, one of my comparison videos again. That's what's coming up. But thanks for watching my video, guys. Hey, thanks a lot to my subscribers. Welcome to new subscribers. I hope that you are enjoying your life with your family, friends, and loved ones. Until I see you again, enjoy life even more. See you.